Give me 1 second, but guys, what's going on here, people? Right, we're back. Yes, welcome back, guys, to another transfer news update. Smith Rowe, Fabrizio has confirmed that Emil Smith Rowe could be signing for West Ham on a loan deal. Let's get into the news today, people.
Welcome back, guys, to another Arsenal transfer news show.
Declan Rice has officially signed for Arsenal.
Plays in before the start of the season, pretty. If this deal gets done before the start.
All right, guys, let's get right into the latest news today about Emil Smith Rowe. Yes, of course, we did speak about him a few days ago about Aston Villa, but now Fabrizio has indeed confirmed that he tweeted this about 2 hours ago. West Ham have apparently approached Arsenal to discuss a loan deal for Emil Smith Rowe. Talks taking place to understand if there's a way to structure a deal between the two clubs, as the ex-West Ham employee has called. Comes from this guy here, guys, who has that many followers on Twitter. And obviously, Fabrizio came out there and obviously reported it as well. But Smith Rowe, big hot topic going around January transfer window. You know, we spoke about him a few days ago. Talking about him to Aston Villa, and now West Ham are looking at this player. So, yeah, I'm also going to share. I'm going to quickly. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to quickly share this as well. This comes from Darmish over at Sky Sports, and he said not just West Ham, but there's several clubs in for Smith Rowe as well. So this is what he's came out and said. So several Premier League clubs interested in Emil Smith Rowe. Told he's focused on the fight for Arsenal starting place, and unless something miraculous happens, he's not expected to leave. Smith Rowe thought to be happy at the club's only 2 starts this season. So that is coming from Darmish. So yeah, there's quite a lot of news, people, about this whole Emil Smith Rowe sort of saga going around. And if we just quickly put Fabrizio so people can see, I'm not bullshitting here when Fabrizio came out and said this, and there we go. But yeah, what is going to happen with this player, man? What is actually going to happen with this player? Is it time to move on from Smith Rowe? And I say that because for the benefit of his, I mean, you got to look at the player point of view, and you got to look at the player's perspective here, yeah. For the benefit of his career, is this type of player right now, with the situation he's in, really going to, progress any further in terms of the fact that we're seeing how he's only started, I think, 2 games this season, right, against Brentford and against Sheffield United. Other than that, he's, the guy's fully fit. He comes off the bench for about 10 minutes, most games. Majority of the games, he's always on the bench. He's only started 2 games. So for the benefit of Smith Rowe, it's interesting how apparently he's came out and said that he wants to stay for Arsenal and fight for his place, of course. But I look at it right now and I think Arteta has players in front of him, which in my opinion really shouldn't be, but it is what it is. This is Arteta's manager. He's making this decision of benching Smith Rowe. I want this guy to stay. I really do. But I also think this loan deal, if you base it off from a player perspective, I think it makes sense for Smith Rowe. To leave, as much as we don't want him to leave, I think you got to look at it as a player perspective, a player point of view. What's the point of rotting? I know he came from Howland and all that stuff, but what's the point of rotting on our bench and coming off with 10 minutes trying to make an impact every single game? Because he's clearly not getting enough game time. He's clearly not been playing consistently. Look, he started 2 games this season. I just told you all you need to know. And I'm baffled why this guy doesn't get more game time. I really am, because I think I'd prefer to start this guy majority of our games in the midfield. I really would. I think this guy's got so much talent. I think the guy's shown his talent 2 years ago, when Arteta played him consistently, and he bagged 10 goals, didn't he? He bagged 10 goals. It's kind of like he's only other than Odegaard, only our midfielder who can really go and score goals, really. That's the only way our goals come from in the midfield. Usually 2 years ago came from Smith Rowe. I said he bagged double digits in terms of goals in that one season. Was on absolute fire. Was on absolute smoke under Arteta. And then obviously he did get a little bit of an injury, and then that kept him out for quite a while. And obviously after that, he's came back. He played absolutely superb in the game against in the England when they won the Euro under 21, I think under 21 championships. He was a big part of that. And he's not been playing enough this season. I don't care what people are trying to tell me. This player needs more game time. And if you look at a player point of view for the benefit of his career, a loan deal going to West Ham as well. There's clubs interested, Premier League clubs interested, Aston Villa interested a few weeks ago as well, as we spoke about before. West Ham now seem to be the main club looking for this player. But if he goes to West Ham, he's playing Premier League football week in, week out. For me, he gets into West Ham's team. I think he walks into their team personally. I really do. So, he's going to get game time. He's going to get minutes. He's going to be played consistently. It's a place where he can, really thrive off. His team like West Ham, he's playing under David Moyes. They're having a really good season as well. They're like in amongst the top 6 at the moment. So they're really having a really, really good season at the moment. And, they'll still play European football as well because they're in Europa League. So honestly, I think this move for him as a player point of view is perfect. And a loan deal for him, is it what he needs? Well, I would keep him. I would personally keep him. And then you got the other argument as well. How about we get money for him? That's what I've heard people say. How about we get money for him? I mean, how much do you guys really think we can actually get for Smith Rowe? Considering how bad Arsenal was selling players as well. It's just because, let's be real, right? If we do, because obviously this is the whole thing about selling players before we buy players in this January window. The only way we're going to buy players is we sell players. So we do, in hindsight, go over and try and sell Smith Rowe. I don't see us doing that. I don't see Arsenal doing that. I can see potentially a loan deal. I can see this happening on a loan, and I think for a player it'd be really good. But this guy should really. I'm sure fans want him to stay. I'm sure because we've seen how good this guy can be for us. We've seen how good this guy was 2 years ago. We've seen how much talent this kid really has. This came from Howland, and he actually did get his chance. I think Emery gave him his debut, and since then, I played him in that season where he finished 5th and he bagged 10 goals. He got double digits goals, you remember? And obviously he got the injury, and then after that he's not been getting enough game time whatsoever. And yeah, look, for me, it's going to be very interesting. And I know what people came out and said, and they've said, "Oh, he's not going anywhere." Someone said there's a 0% chance that Smith Rowe will actually leave Arsenal in January. But no, look, Fabrizio came out and reported this. This West Ham employee is saying that they're really looking at Smith Rowe, Aston Villa. Looking at Smith Rowe. There's Premier League clubs really wanting to sign this player because they obviously see the current situation and they'll be like, all right, this guy's not getting enough game time, and they really fancy their chances of signing him because this guy is a talent. He really is a talent. And I really want it to work out at Arsenal. And it seems to me that there's players in front of him. Even when you have players like, obviously, Havertz is there at the moment in front of him. Should he be in front of them? Probably not. Who'd you rather play there, guys? I'll ask you, Kai Havertz or Smith Rowe. But you've got players like Havertz. I mean, even when, I think this guy was, if I could be wrong, if I remember correctly, this guy was getting, I think Fabio Vieira's playing over this guy, wasn't he, as well? So Fabio Vieira, Havertz. I'm missing any more who really getting over this player? There's like a few out there, isn't there? Who Arteta seems to prefer to really play, and this guy's just not bringing in enough minutes whatsoever. People, this guy's not bringing enough game time. Even when he comes off the bench, he barely has anything. He barely has any time to make an impact, does he? Every time we see this guy come off the bench, he has no time to make an impact. So it's like for a player like Smith Rowe who has so much potential, we've already seen the potential. I want him to stay. I want him to play more minutes on Twitter, but it just doesn't seem like he really rates Smith Rowe based on this season. Because why did he come off the bench with 10 minutes to go in half our games this season? What do you expect him to do with 10 minutes to go? When he actually does start a game, he actually looks pretty decent. When he actually comes off the bench, he actually looks pretty decent. So I really want to see this guy play more. I really want Arsenal to keep this guy in January. But the current talk is right now, people, that West Ham are looking at Smith Rowe. And as I said, this guy walks into West Ham's team. I don't care. This guy plays week in, week out for West Ham. He's going to get the consistent minutes. So it's a loan deal for him. We ain't going to sell him just yet. So I'd be interested to see if this one actually does get done, people. But of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below about Smith Rowe. Should Arsenal loan this guy out to West Ham, or should we keep him for the rest of the season and just to see how he develops? But For me, I'd keep him. I think this guy's an absolute baller. I think he's already shown that he's an absolute baller. I think this guy's a talented player, and I think we could really do with him right now. You know, in that midfield, personally, you know, I really want to see him play in that midfield. I mean, even when 2 years ago, I remember we played Smith Rowe and Odegaard together, didn't we? And they was on fire. So yeah, I really do want to see this guy stay at Arsenal, man. I don't want to see Arsenal get rid of this guy anytime soon, especially to a club like West Ham. Because honestly, I feel like he'll go to West Ham and smash it there. You just have that feeling, don't you? That, you know, he's going to go to West Ham. You walk into their midfield and absolutely smash it there. I can really sense that as well. Him going, you know, staying in the Premier League, playing week in, week out, playing consistent game time, and really showing him. We're going to be sitting there being like, oh my God, why the hell do we loan this guy out? I just got a feeling that it's going to be something like that. I feel like, you know, that's going to something like that will happen. And we're going to be sitting here with mud on our faces, be like, yeah, why we got rid of this guy, man? We should have kept him. I've just got a funny feeling. I can just sense that feeling of regret when we go and obviously get rid of Smith Rowe. But yeah, we will be going through Arteta's press conference as well in just a minute, guys, as well, because he has came out and spoke about Smith Rowe and the apparent rumors going around today. But yeah, let me know, guys. Keep or loan or sell Emil Smith Rowe. How much, if people want, because I've seen people say, oh, let's get money for him. How much do you really think we'll actually get for Smith Rowe as well? Considering like the fact that he's still very young. Obviously, he's really shown what he can do. But at the same time, he's not been getting that much game time this season, as well as the fact that Arsenal are not that great at selling players as well for big amounts of money. I mean, the last time we really sold a player for a big amount of money was probably Alex Iwobi and Balogun. That was about it. You know, we don't really do that great in selling players. I mean, I compare it to other clubs like Liverpool, like Chelsea, for example. You know, those types of clubs who sell players, you know, they sell them for you know, rejects. They sell. I mean, look how much we paid for Kai Havertz, for example. Look how much Liverpool got rid of Jordan Ibe and Solanke for, and who else? I think Origi for, and all that. Like, you know, these types of clubs get, you know, they're very smart when it comes to selling players, and we're not just that. You know, we don't really sell players for that much. So when people say, oh, let's get money for him, you know, and let's go and sign someone better. All right, but then how much do you really think we can get for Smith Rowe? How much do you really think this football club will actually get for Smith Rowe? But yeah, there's a possibility that this could happen in January, people. There is a big possibility, you know, and I know people say, oh, there's a 0% chance, but no, there is a possibility. It's interesting for Smith Rowe, though, man, that he says, oh, you know, he wants to stay, you know, he wants to stay at Arsenal and fight for his place. It is very, very interesting to see what will happen to this guy, because for me, as I said, this guy needs more game time, a lot more game time than he's receiving right now. And I think it's somewhat of a shambles, you know, just to see this guy off the bench for 10 minutes. What do you expect him to do, Arteta? You know, when you're playing Havertz week in, week out, and yeah, Havertz been having some good games. Yeah, other than the Liverpool game, he's been having some good games recently. Yeah, but when you got to play like Smith Rowe, who's, you know, still young, who, you know, is an absolute baller, because he is an absolute baller, right? You know, we've seen it in the past. To bring off the bench for like last 10 minutes, I don't understand it. This guy needs a lot more game time, and he's really not getting that Arsenal at the moment. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he did actually end up leaving. And if it's most likely going to be a loan deal as well. We're not obviously getting rid of the guy permanently, but at the same time, you just have that feeling that, you know what, Smith Rowe going out on loan means we're going to regret it. And we're going to be like, you know, as soon as we start seeing this guy firing in the Premier League, we'll be like, oh, why did we sell him? You know, why did we sell him? It's going to be, you know, why do we get rid of him? Like, you know, really call him back quickly, because I would have think it's going to be one of those. I think he goes to West Ham and smashes it there, you know. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Leave your comments down below about this Smith Rowe to West Ham on a loan deal confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. They're just apparently sorting out the structure to see if it still could be made possible. There's quite a lot of stories going around about on this topic in terms of Smith Rowe. You know, I shared the one from Darmish as well, saying there's at least like 3 concrete Premier League clubs in for Smith Rowe. You know, Aston Villa, West Ham, and there's one more who really wants Smith Rowe. You know, many clubs are eyeing this player because they know the potential, and we know how talented this guy really is, and they also know the current situation that he's not been playing enough at Arsenal, so they feel like they can go and get him on the loan deal, or, even try that luck and get him permanently. But yeah, personally, I'll keep Smith Rowe. I really would. I don't think we should be getting rid of him anytime soon, really. I just want to see this manager playing more. I really do. Let's quickly say big up to everyone in the chat very quickly. Hope everyone is doing well. We've got Tamina as always. Hi, I'm very well. Thank you, Tamina. Hope you're all good. Arsenal smash Palace 4-0. Yeah, I love the optimism, Tamina. I really do love the optimism. Tamina's very, very optimistic, guys. She's gone 4-0 Palace. I've gone 1-0 Arsenal. Check out my preview if you haven't already, people, as well. Arsenal win a Premier League title. Yeah, we will. Nah, Tamina. Nah, she's so optimistic, people. She's so optimistic. Thank you very much, Tamina. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the support. Tamina stopped with the same comments, says Jordan. Good afternoon, Charlton Fan TV as well. Hope you're all good, bro. Good afternoon to you. Would be a great signing for West Ham. Yeah, it would. I wonder how West Ham fans feel about this. I reckon they'll be buzzing with this signing. I really would. No, sorry, I really do. I reckon. As I said, I mean, I think he walks into their midfield personally. I actually think he walks into the midfield. I know they've got like players like Lucas Paqueta and you know, Ward-Prowse, Edson Alvarez, and all that, but I generally think this guy does walk in, and you know what, he can play on the win as well, because I actually remember Arteta playing him on the win a few years ago. It was, you know, when he was playing with Odegaard, him and Odegaard, they're trying to fit him and Odegaard together. I remember him playing more like was he playing left or right? I think he's playing on more like the left hand side. So he can even play on the win as well for them. So yeah, I think it would be a good signing for them. Certainly a loan deal as well. I think that would be really happy with that. So yeah, big up to you on the calling as well. Hope you're all good, brother. He'll cook at West Ham. Yeah, he will, man. He will. He'll cook it anywhere he goes, man. He really would. That's why I would keep him, you know, because we're going to be sitting there literally regretting it when we see how good this guy will actually do, whoever he's going to go to. You know, we're going to be sitting literally regretting it, saying, why do we get rid of him? I can feel it. I can sense it, man. I really can. Big up to you, Jordan. He says West Ham, Smith Rowe and Bowen and Kudus, man. Yeah. They're really building like a decent team, aren't they, West Ham? You know, and having a great season. We'll see like top 6 right now. Still in Europa League football. I know they've got knocked out the FA Cup, but they're still got Europa League to focus on as well. You know, so Smith Rowe is going to be playing European football still. He's going to be playing Premier League games week in, week out pretty much, isn't he? He's going to get more game time than he is at Arsenal, that's for sure. But yeah. 4 goals. Big up yourself, man. Big up Josh. I think we should get money for him. It's a loan. Yeah, it's a loan, bro. Yeah, it's a loan deal. No, I mean, there's not been too much about him going out on permanently. It's more just to do with like a loan deal. And as I said, for a player perspective, I think it's good for him, really good for him, and to really benefit his career. You know, he's still be playing in Premier League as we know. Still going to be playing, you know, pretty high standing. You know, West Ham, they're currently in a good position as well, as I just mentioned. So I think for a player, for benefit his career, it's better than him, you know, rotting on our bench, isn't it? You know, coming off the bench for 10 minutes every single game. It's just not. It's not good for the player, man. It's really not. So yeah, it's a loan deal. Big up Anthony. Hope you're all good, bro. Big up George. I think this might be a good move for him. Glad it's only a loan. I did say Smith Rowe will be gone in this window. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. It's the same here. Like if it's permanently, I'd be like, nah, don't. You know, we got to keep him at all costs. But because it's a loan deal, I can sit there and say, all right, you know what? To really benefit Smith Rowe, I think it would be. I'll be all right with it. But if we're talking about here permanently, nah, I wouldn't sell just yet. I really wouldn't. Because I think this guy is definitely got a player in there 100%. And he's shown that a few years ago, man. And he's been showing that. He has been showing that. I mean, even when he's not been playing when he was playing for England, like under 21s, he's on an absolute fire for them. This guy is quality. So I do think, yeah, a loan deal would be a good move for him for sure. I'll speak up Rory. Arsenal have already revealed that he ain't leaving. I hope so anyway. But let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. But look, who knows? Who knows with this football club, man? Who knows with this window as well? Who knows what will happen, people? So yeah, we have to wait and see what happens. We've got to keep an eye on this one, that's for sure. Big up to Juan. Hope you're all good, bro. Could have Arsenal. It's okay. Smith Rowe to West Ham. Do you mean a swap deal? It's like you're talking about. We can get Kudus. we had a chance to get Kudus. We had a chance to get Kudus. I mean, I saw him again yesterday for Ghana, scoring in 2 goals. Yeah, the kid's the baller, isn't he? And we had our chance last summer. We had a chance about 38 million, however much it was for Smith Rowe. We had a chance there, and we didn't do it. West Ham took him, and now he's balling at West Ham. He's an absolute baller, man. And this guy would have been a perfect signing for Arsenal. He could fit in that right wing. He could fit in as a centre forward if he really wanted to. He played there for Ghana in the World Cup. No, not World Cup. Who was it? No, he played for Ajax as centre forward in the Champions League games, didn't he? He can play, as I said, on the wing, cam, centre mid as well. Like the kid's so versatile, the kid's quality, and yeah, we should have really signed him, but we had a chance. We didn't get him. I've seen quite a lot of people say let's do a swap deal for Paqueta. I don't see it happening whatsoever. I don't see it happening, but Smith Rowe is going to West Ham. Apparently so, man. We had the chance to sign Kudus and we did not. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Big up to you, Canberra, as well. Big up. Hope you're all good. Hi, Josh. How are you today? Yeah, I'm very well. I'm very well. You passed your cold. I hope you get well soon. I hope you get well soon. You know what it is? Like my cough, my cold, it's all gone now. It's all gone. I had it for like a solid month, and then it's gone. So yeah, I really hope you get well soon, though. I really hope you get well soon. Alone will be good for him to see how he will play, to see if we should sell him or not in the summer. Yeah, I mean that's a good point as well. To be fair, this is the thing like with loan deals. Like, it's certainly good for the player. As much as I want to keep him, it's certainly good for the player. But yeah, we're actually going to see this guy play consistently to see, yeah, exactly, what we will decide to happen in the summer, if we should get money for him or if we should, keep him. I'll keep him now personally. That's just me, but yeah, I mean that's a good point as well. You send him out on loan for 6 months. He goes plays for West Ham or Aston Villa, whoever it's going to be in the Premier League, and he's going to play minutes, get week in week out, pretty much football. Play a bit European football was there as well, and we'll be watching him to see. All right, let's make a decision now. When it comes to the summer, do we sell this guy and get money for him, or do we go and keep this guy and make him part of our plans? I think we should keep him. I really should. Even right now, I think we should keep him. But it's just like not looking good for him at the moment because he's just not been getting that amount of good enough game time. He's not been getting enough starts. He's not been getting enough game time. He's played 2 games. Started 2 games this season, and the rest he's came off the bench for the last 10 minutes. What do you expect the guy to do off the bench for the last 10 minutes? It's just not good for him, is it? And yeah, it's kind of mad. It'd be interesting to see what happens with someone like Vieira as well if he comes back from a loan. If he comes back from his injury in February, because if I remember correctly, Vieira's playing over Smith Rowe, wasn't he? Arteta was playing Vieira over Smith Rowe the start of the season. So yeah, it's a good point, live. Yeah, I'll be live literally in about 1 hour's time, guys, as well. We'll be doing AFCON. Senegal. I'm looking forward to the game, man. Senegal against Cameroon. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. So yeah, Senegal against Cameroon. Really look forward to this one, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I can't wait for it, guys. Stay tuned for that 4:30 bit of AFCON. All right, I'm going to quickly move on to another story about a player that we might be selling. So let me quickly just do this. Right. So the day's finally come, apparently, where we're going to bin off Cedric Soares. So this came out. We can get Fabregas back as assistant coach. What do you think? As assistant coach, yeah. You know what? Bring him as assistant coach. Yes, get him in. Bring back Cesc. Bring back Cesc Fabregas. I'm pretty sure he's managing this Italian club, though, right? I'm pretty sure he's managing this Italian side over there in I think the 2nd division of Italy, Serie B. Let's have a look. Cesc Fabregas right now. I think he's he's assistant for Como. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Como. Yeah. You know what? As assistant manager, why not, bro? Why not?
You know, he's already getting experience as assistant for Como, so
I wouldn't mind him as assistant manager.
yeah, what's a player he was for us as well.
I wouldn't mind it, bro.
I wouldn't mind it.
But yeah, let's talk about this guy, Cedric. Can Arsenal actually get a transfer fee? Cedric moves to Turkey. Let's find out. So reports have started to fly around saying that a few Turk clubs are interested in him. He's 32. How's he still here, man? He's 32. Cedric from Arsenal, the right-footed defender, hasn't had much opportunity since joining the club and has been on the fringe of the first team football for a while now. So Turkish club Besiktas are reportedly the front runners, and it's being reported that Arsenal and Besiktas have been having a conversation over a possible deal in the January transfer window. The 32-year-old has been with this team in Dubai for warm weather training and is well up to fitness. This is a deal that makes sense for both sides. Cedric will be able to strengthen the Besiktas side and get some first team minutes, which Arsenal is not getting. Cedric contract runs out in the summer and was expected to leave the club then, but Arsenal could recoup a small fee for the defender if they can get a deal done. With his contract running out in the summer, we could see a pre-contract agreement, which means he will join
In the summer for free.
Yeah,
For free. It's kind of what I expected with this. It's kind of what I expected with Cedric. I mean, I don't see us getting anything for him whatsoever.
but let's continue. He could possibly go out on loan for the next 6 months, or Arsenal could recoup a small fee this January. Although we're at a point where defenders are not in their best form with plenty of injuries and such to throw curveballs in our season, and maybe selling Cedric right now isn't the right smart. No, it is, because no, come on, he's not good enough. It's time to move on. But I can't see Arsenal turning down a bit of cash for him in January. Both Arsenal and Cedric, this feels like the right direction to take. He's fallen out of favour with Mercantil unless players are injured. Doesn't seem to be able to get a sniff for first team football. Hopefully we can manage to get a small fee out for them this month, making either a small fee better than losing the defender for free. But I have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, basically guys, Cedric been linked with a move away to Besiktas and over there in Turkey, and it's time to move on. Cedric, it's time to move on now. I don't know why he sold. This guy should have been sold a few years ago, with all due respect. He's not good enough for us football club. It's time to move on, Cedric, please. And as I said, if we can get some money for him, perfect. And if not, it's going to have to be a free transfer, wherever it is. But the point is, we've got to move him on now. We've got to move this guy on. He's 32, still at our football club. And I don't know why he's still here, personally. I really don't. And, you know, people may, I'm disrespecting Cedric, but let's be real. We should be getting money for Cedric. At least like a couple of mil for the guy. Because at the end of the day, right, he's got that experience of playing for Portugal and all that. He's played in the Premier League most years, so we should be able to manage to get at least a decent size fee for Cedric, not send him out on a free transfer like we always do. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with this one, people. But the point is, this guy needs to leave. This guy does need to. We need to get money for. We need to sell this guy. Not good enough whatsoever for us football club. But thanks for the service, Cedric. But it's time to move on from Arsenal. So that's a little bit about Cedric. All right, guys, let's get into the press conference then. Let's get into the press conference. Arteta did do his press conference ahead of the game against Crystal Palace. And let's get into this. So, yeah, this is what he had to say about our injuries, about Smith Rowe. I'm pretty sure he said about this as well. So, yes, on the injuries, let's go through this, guys. Keep your like buttons up if you haven't already. So, yeah, let's go through this. Right. So, on how the injury list is currently looking, we still have a few, unfortunately, on the list that we haven't managed to get back yet. But hopefully, they're much closer, and some of them are in a better place than we expected. Individually, I'm not going to tell you to exactly how everybody is, but we're still missing a few. So, Partey most likely be out, guys, for the game. Vieira will be out, obviously, for quite a while still. Timber did his training back with Arsenal in Dubai. He did go out there in Dubai. Same with Partey, same with, I think, Vieira as well. Those are a few injury updates. I think there's players doubtful. I think Zinchenko is doubtful for the game as well. But yeah, this is, you know, the latest news. I mean, Timber might be back for February, hopefully. That's what we're all hoping. But again, it's one of those ones where we don't know how he's going to come back after a big ACL injury, man. You know, we don't know how he's going to adapt really when he comes back from this ACL injury. Considering, I mean, well, what we saw of him originally in the Community Shield in pre-season in the game against Forest, I mean, he looked really, really good, didn't he? Playing left back as well, by the way. So we have to wait and see what happens. And I really want him to come back as soon as possible. Of course, we all do, but at the same time, it's important not to rush the guy back. No, we can't be rushing the guy back. I'm going to say how everybody is listening to a few on whether anyone will be back for this weekend. We were in touch and go with a few. That's what I say. Most likely not. Then on how the trip to Dubai went. It was great. It was a phenomenal camp in every sense. We worked really hard on things that we wanted to do. We recharged our batteries. The context and the change in the environment is beautiful. The weather helped. And the togetherness and the moments that we shared together were great. We are fully recharged. Well, let's go and see if you beat Palace then, Arteta. I expect a fantastic performance against Palace now. On if the break came at a good time, it was. I think it gave us an opportunity to look at things with a bit of perspective, analyze what we've been doing, and I'll take a lot of positives from the first 6 months of the competition. Even though results haven't gone our way in the last few games, when you look at what we produced in terms of Premier League and any other team, we're up there. Our focus shifting to take in our opportunities in front of goal. We need to continue with who we are. Defeats cannot make you lose who you are, because if you do that, then you will never who you said you were. We have to continue to be ourselves, but there's certain details and migrainal gains that we have to improve and involve. The beautiful thing about my job is constantly find the evolution of the team and what it needs to do to keep winning. So there we go. On the extent confidence has become an issue. That's a big factor, but if you don't produce the number of chances that we've created, and expect to create more than any other team in the league, we're not going to score enough goals. But I love the players that I have, the way that they work and the way that we go about, and that will come. On if it's important that Jesus scores more goals in the second half of the season, yes, but that's for everybody. You have to share goals, and we're responsible for everything. On set pieces, the goalkeeper is responsible, the striker is responsible, and when there is a throw-in, everybody is responsible. For whatever happens with that throw-in, we share that responsibility like we always have done. On reports that are linking us to the striker in this window, no, because I love the players that we have. Yeah, it's kind of mad. I do not see us signing anyone this window, people. On how much respect you have for Roy Hodgson, massive respect and big admiration for what he's conducted himself, and especially the trajectory that he's had. His teams are very well organised and hard to beat. He's really good at provoking things that he wants in the game, and tomorrow's going to be a big battle for us, that's for sure. It is. It's going to be a very tough game, man. And Palace always do give us tough games as well, especially at comes to the Emirates as well, man. It's London derby as well, so it will be a very tough game. We've got to be on it. On what his message is to the players: keep doing what we're doing, and the small margins to improve. That's it. Whether he can see himself still managing at the age of 76. Is that Roy Hodgson? Is he actually 76 now? That's mad. That's mad, isn't it? That's crazy. You always ask me that question. At the moment, I cannot see this happening, but you never know. The job is extremely addictive, and when you do it like I do with people that I love and respect so much, you never know. It's difficult to find a better place or thing to do in life. On what the key is lasting that long in the game, the passion and love for the game, that's for sure. Enjoying the company and the people you work with, and then being very good at dealing with defeats for sure. All the managers in the end, we lose more than we win, and I think you have to be really good at that. On whether he got better at dealing with defeat, I'm not sure. Every defeat is extremely painful, but after every defeat, you're closer to winning again. It makes you a better coach, and it makes you reflect and act and be on the move. That is what it's about. Let's continue on whether it's difficult to get the crowd going in an early kickoff. No, we don't need to get them going. No, sorry, we need to get them going. Of course we do. But they've been exceptional with us. As I said, we're recharged, full of energy and super motivated. The team is super motivated. We want to attack the second half of the season with a lot of ambitions. And with that understanding, the team is capable of big things. And they are convinced that, all right, well, let's see tomorrow then. I expect a good performance tomorrow. Of course we all do. Of what the highlight of our trip to Dubai was on the beautiful moments we spent together. We have family and kids around and mixing life and work. I think it's something extremely necessary because we're living our lives and they're living their lives. If we want this to make sense and everybody has to be a part of it, I think it's a really positive thing to do. On how we analyze the last few games, you have to look at it objectively. In order to do that, you have to dissect the game in many parts you possibly can understand what happened. And there is a balance in football when you merit and what you actually However, not always at the same level, and that's been the case. But overall, in this season, we are where we are. There's things that we can improve on and do better. Those marginal gains we have to be installed. They have been installed in the last 10 days. Sorry, and we have to see them coming out. So there we go. On turning around the run of defeats, a lot of times is not what you have to do. It's just looking around and seeing how people behave. When I say that, I love my job so much because I love so much the people that I have next to me. Okay, and that they are with me every day. Okay, we have had difficult time, and it's true that we played in a certain way against big teams and didn't win, but we know what we produced. They're a joy to work with, and they give me any reason to be super positive for the second half of the season. Whether he hides his emotions from the players, I don't know if the word is hide, but I think if I'll be honest, I'll tell them how I feel. We have to be clear as possible for them to understand what they expect from you as well for them, what they're actually doing. And can we improve to always find the motivation when our results don't go our way, or you have a problem within the team to resolve? We're all here, we're willing to win, and we continue to do that. There's so much in it. On how he approaches the psychologically aspect of finishing, just changing certain things, analyzing first of all myself and the coaches and what we can do better. It's the most difficult thing to coach because it's so unpredictable. Times, distance, spaces, opponents, they can change from pitcher to pitcher and change it immediately after the ball has moved. We need to try and give clarity in what we have to take responsibility, and we have to give them tools to deliver the best possible way. That's what we have to do. They have it in them, and they know that. We have had a lot of individual talks about it, and it will come. On whether it is more complicated than the players just missing chances. I don't want to give the responsibility of the players. That's why I'm here. The responsibility at the end is to win and score, and to score 3, 4, 5 goals is there. The question is, how do we score 5 goals every game? That's the question. Are we going to expect to change it tomorrow? It's not going to happen. So so we have to make things happen. We have to be active and find solutions to that. On how many points it will take to win the league, I don't have a clue, he said. You can look at what happened in the league, but it's always after it happens. I'm not that good at predicting what's going to happen before. It depends as well what happens in the direct games. That's a big consequence. So let's see. All right, here we go. On ML Smith Rowe's future. I'm really happy with ML. He's on the right trajectory. Now he's settled and he's training really well. I'm not going to talk about any individual situation. That's what he said about his future. Whether he's seeing a change in ML, no change. ML is ML. He's got incredible qualities, and we're really happy to have him. And what he needs now is chances to put all those desired qualities on the pitch. In order to do that, we have to give him the minutes. On how close you're in, Timber is playing a part of this season. There's still a possibility, but at the moment he's very clear, very far from competing. That's the reality of it. We're hopeful that he can have an impact at the end of the season if everything goes well. Looks like there's a chance that it might happen. I think it's too early to call. So that's what he pretty much said about the press conference, guys. There we go. He said he's happy with the players that we got. He said Timber's not back and he's not ready at all. But he's hopeful that he can be back for the end of the season. He said he's happy with Smith Rowe. So yeah. Big up to you, man. He says, why do people criticize Arteta a lot? He's made his team a winning team. This year is the year. If he can't bring trophies, we can argue if he's good or not. Well, for me, I've already said this, right? And big up yourself, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you dropping a comment as well. This is what I said about Arteta. I said this is his time to deliver now. This is his time to deliver trophies. And if he doesn't, he needs to go. And that's just my opinion. I think you can't spend that much money now, 600 million, how much it will be, how much it is, around of 600 million. You can't spend that much money and not win trophies. Otherwise, what's the point? So yeah, I feel like this is his time to deliver. He's already got, always said, if you win a trophy, you deserve to go the next season. Of course, you've got to put context into it as well. Like if we go and, finish 1 point behind City, for example, we go and lose the Champions League, like Real Madrid. If we get far and lose like Real Madrid, for example, like semi-finals, final sort of thing, then you obviously put context into it. But at the same time, at the end of the day, he had two, he's already got knocked out in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Trophies I think we could have gone far and probably won. So I feel like this is his time to deliver now. This is, we're going to see how good as the manager Arteta is, even if he's got to take us forward by the end of this season. He wins the trophy for me, either Premier League or Champions League now. He obviously stays. If not, it's time to go. I mean, you need to get someone who can actually deliver. But I will give him credit for last season, getting us back up there. That's what I've always said. I said big credit to him. His manager proved me wrong massively last season. I didn't think we'd be in a title race last season, but we were, and we should have won it last season. We should have won something last season as well. I mean, he got rid of the Europa League, got rid of FA Cup, Carabao Cup last season, to put all the eggs in one basket in the Premier League. And we ultimately capitulated the Premier League 8 points clear. But obviously he got in another season because he got us back up there challenging for league titles and all that and competing again. And I was like, fair play. Now let's see what you do now. And he spent more money. He's bought in Declan Rice. It's time to deliver trophies. If he doesn't, it's time for him to move on. Big up to Luca as well. Hope you're well. You okay? I'm good, man. How are you? I'm good. Happy Friday. Our press was chatting rubbish. No, listen, we ain't gonna sign anyone, man. We're not gonna sign anyone. Big up the milkshake, guys. Big up the milkshake. We're on the fridge. Big up the fridge milkshake. We're on the chocolate milkshake. Big up. But this is the thing, right, Luca? We ain't gonna sign anyone. We ain't gonna sign anyone. That's the issue. Like we won't sign anyone. It's it is what it is. Until the summer. Everyone's talking about the summer now. When we're in January, it's players like Tony, Osherman, Zubimendi, like these types of players, we've got to wait until the summer. And it is what it is, bro. Fabregas, nah. I wouldn't mind him as assistant. I'm not saying make him manager, no way. But if he comes in as assistant, I wouldn't mind that. But not as manager, none of this ex-players now. I mean, if we're going to get a new manager in the summer or whenever it will be, you need to go and get a manager who's elite. You need to go and get the type of Simeone type manager, like elite level, and type of Ancelotti play managers like that. Like if you get rid of Arteta, you need to go and get someone like elite who can actually get you over the line and actually has done it before and has actually won trophies. And is elite. So yeah, Fabregas I wouldn't mind as assistant though, because it's not like he's not actually our manager, he's assistant. So but yeah, not as an actual manager. Luca, hey Luca, bro. Good morning to Moss as well. -19. Wow, feels so much better. Big up to you, Moss, man. Good morning over there in Canada. Big up Canada. It's currently almost 4 p.m. in the UK. It's just gone. It's coming up to end of the afternoon, and we're going to move on to evening. But I'll be live. I don't know if you're going live today, Moss, but AFCON today, Senegal, Cameroon. I'll be live for that in about 40 minutes time. Look forward to that. Sadio Mane is going to be in action. And I'm looking forward to the game, man. I think it'll be a good game. So, yeah, big up to you, Moss, as always. But, yeah, guys, that is all the news today. Big up everyone who tuned in, as always. I'll be literally, as I just said, I'll be back in about 40 minutes' time. We'll be doing the AFCON, Senegal against Cameroon. Going to be a good game, man. 5 p.m. kickoff. So, make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. But, yes, latest news on Smith Rowe, guys. Fabrizio came out and said that Smith Rowe, that West Ham have apparently approached Arsenal to sign Smith Rowe, and it almost like I'll quickly show the tweet before we go as well. This is what he came out and said a few hours ago. So let me quickly just get this up. So yeah, this is what he did come out and said earlier today. So yeah, West Ham have approached Arsenal to discuss a loan deal. Not permanently, guys. It will be a loan deal for Emma Smith Rowe. Apparently, so talks taking place to understand if there's a way to structure the deal between the two clubs, as this ex-West Ham employee has called. So, yeah, that's latest news, people. Oh, is there AFCON on now? There is, isn't there? Who's playing? Cape Verde. Let's have a look. Cape Verde. 3-0 Cape Verde. Are they on 6 points? Oh, my God. Cape Verde are smashing it, man. Cape Verde is smashing it, Moss. 6 points they're on. So they're already through then. Cape Verde have made it through to the knockouts. They've smashed it, man. 2 wins in 2 for Cape Verde, Crazy. Big up to Cape Verde, man. 3-0 against Mozambique. Senegal, Cameroon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. That's going to be a great game.
That will be a great game. I'm really look forward to that one. So, yeah. There we go, guys. I'll see you literally in how many likes one? Can we get, we're 2 likes away? Can we get 20 likes away, people? Really do appreciate that. And I'll see you about 40 minutes time for Senegal against Cameroon. But yeah, latest news on that, guys. Anyone new tuning in right now, Smith Rowe to West Ham could be a possibility in January. We're in 19 days. We're not going to sign anyone by lots of things. But in terms of selling players, I mean, right now, the current business that we've recalled Marquinhos from loan, we've recalled from that Miko Bira from Motherwell. We've recalled him back, and also Cedric might be going as well to Besiktas. Smith Rowe might be going as well. That's current latest news with Arsenal, guys. Big up everyone who tuned in today. As always, absolute real ones. Really appreciate guys' support. And once again, big thank you guys for 6K subscribers. Really means so much for me. And yeah, we move to 7K. Road to 7K is officially on. Big respect to you guys, and I'm out of it. I'll see you, hopefully, some of you in about 40 minutes for the AFCON. Cheers, guys. Take care.